Howdy, partners. Welcome to another episode of Sips, Riffs, and Flix. I'm your co-host, Kevin.
And I'm your co-host, Brandon.
And today, about 3 minutes ago, we decided to talk about 1883.
Ooh. Which would be the prequel? Is it a two prequel?
Yes.
To Yellowstone?
Yes. I don't know what the proper term. Prequel, double, don't know. But yes, so it would be, what's the new one called?
1923.
23. So 1883 is before that, and we have determined that it would be John Dutton's great-grandfather.
So we think it's going to be his great-grandfather.
1883 would be his great-grandfather.
Right, because 1923 would be his grandfather.
Yes.
And then somewhere, John's dad had to have been born in like the 40s.
Yeah.
30s or 40s, maybe.
Yeah.
Because we figured John's in his 60s, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
So, Brandon said we should talk about 1883. I watched it as it was actually out, which was, I don't even know how long ago, so I'm very rusty on it, but we'll chat about it.
I think 1883 came out in February of 2022 because its first episode was season 4's ending of Yellowstone.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's February.
Yep. So I watched it then. So like I said, I'm a little rusty. However, I liked it a lot. And compared to the last 2 seasons of Yellowstone, I think 1883 is a lot better. So,
So I've heard a lot of people, you bite your tongue about Yellowstone. Just so you know, I think this season in Yellowstone and what they're doing right now is they're building up to something, especially that I haven't seen the most recent episode, and I just finished 1883 this week. So
oh, yes,
that's
you're fresh.
It's more fresh.
You fresh.
But the writing is so damn good. And the scenery, like in Yellowstone,
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
I think that Yellowstone has been very slow this season and last season.
Yeah.
Because he has been focusing on writing all these other shows, is what I think. I mean, you can't write but so many good shows at one time. But he's put out 3 different shows while doing Yellowstone.
And there's more in production.
And he's also done a movie or 2.
But I think you're going to...
And he bought a ranch.
That's right. The 666 ranch, right?
I always call it the 6s, but I think it's the 7s.
No, it's the 6s. It's 6666. It's 4 6s.
The 4 6s.
There you go.
You're right.
Because I always think, man, you can't do 666. That ain't right. That signs of the devil. I can't do that. But so, I finished 1883.
Okay.
Couple things.
Yep.
Number one, y'all all know that Tim McGraw and Faith Hill are in it. Sam Elliott is in it, which they do a phenomenal job.
I was going to say, Tim McGraw does a great job. I wasn't sure about him being in that, but he did a really good job.
The only thing I don't like is the black shoe polish they put on his beard and that oil.
Yeah.
It's so oily. I just want to give him a rag.
Well, they were oily back in and they had to smell horrible.
So this was another thing I was wondering. When they bed down at night.
Yeah. I don't know why I found that funny. When they bed down at night. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, and somebody's wanting some sweet loving. Them jokers got to be foul. I mean, just offensive.
They got to be. But back then, everybody did, so they would never even know.
Their olfactory nerve got numb. It just got numb to the smell.
I do.
And the other thing, too, like the daughter, we'll get to her now. She's a great character.
Can I just say something?
Sure, go ahead. You can.
I just looked over at you, and it finally hit me. Cowboy Curtis is his name.
From Pee Wee Herman?
Yeah. You remind me of Cowboy
So
Curtis.
how the hell do I look like the black Lawrence Fishburne with a Jerry curl in Pee Wee Herman from 1988?
I think it's the hat with the ears. Somehow.
Somehow, I give off a Jerry Curl vibe. That's okay. Cowboy Curtis. That's good, though. But by the way, she looks nothing like Cowboy Curtis. Only what's her name? She's got that girl name from Frozen, Ella. No, Ezra.
Elsa.
Elsa. Is that her name?
Yeah.
We're huge fans. What's her name?
Elsa's
it's
from
Elsa,
Frozen.
her name. But I think that's her name, too, on the show. Other than...
I'm pretty sure it is. It's Elsa.
Lightning with the blonde hair. Yellow hair.
Yeah.
But at any rate, so
God,
her character is great.
Yeah.
And she's narrating the whole thing, so it's kind of from her perspective. But...
And I got a... Go
ahead.
No,
Go ahead. You can ask a question.
I have a serious question about 1923, but I'm afraid to ask it because if people haven't seen 1883, I don't want to ask
And
it.
see, I have a question, too. So... From 1883 to 1923, did they invent underarm razors?
I hope so.
Because I hope so too. Because
even back then, though, could they not have used like they had straight razors back then?
Yeah.
Why didn't they razor their armpits?
I wonder why. Because even her, as you get into the season, her husband can't pronounce his native name, but he even tugged her arm hair. Do you remember that scene? He gave a little, God. You know it stunk. Do you think underarms back then smelled like Village Inn pizza like they do now? I just don't understand.
Shout out to Village Inn
But
Pizza.
every time I go to Village Inn, I come out smelling like onion armpits.
It does. It really does.
But it's delicious, and I love the pizza.
It is delicious.
So
best salad bar
on the planet.
on the planet. But like if you would have went to Village Inn tonight,
Yep.
and you walked in here in the same clothes, I would be like, "Oh, you been to Village Inn?"
Or I had Elsa armpits.
Or you were on 1883.
Right. I just don't understand.
But see, I think back then if somebody smelled good, they would think they smelled bad.
No, I don't think you're right. Because I think, remember before she went and laid down with old boy.
Bedded down.
The first one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Her mama took her to the creek
to
to let water run through it. Yep. Well, it's true.
The river runs through it.
By the way, great movie with Brad Pitt.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
Have you not?
Uh-uh.
Oh, yeah.
So I did forget about that. Mom went and washed her up a little.
Yep. Fancied her up a touch. Isabel. True story.
So yeah, I forgot about the first boy.
Yep.
What?
Well,
Are we going to give away stuff?
bandits. The old bandits showed up. Remember?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And she's a warrior.
Yeah.
And man, what she did to him.
Yeah. She's tough, man.
She was tough. But I'll tell you, one of the best lines in that movie, and I'm going to butcher it, and I cannot remember, but Sam Elliott is talking about why because this is about the Oregon Trail. I mean, It's not a true story, but the actual, what they're doing is true. Don't ask me to tell you what the Oregon Trail is about. I don't remember. But it was a journey.
Yeah.
And, but, so he was going on this journey because he lost his wife.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott's wife died.
Yep.
And so he was going to Oregon because he was going to show her the ocean. Because when Elsa's first boyfriend died, oops, sorry, spoiler alert, he came and sat down and was like, I know you're lost, I know you're this and know that. This is why we're here. And she's like, well, why are you here? And he's like, when someone dies, they get a piece of your soul and you get a piece of their soul. And you get to carry that soul around with you. Mm-hmm. And my wife always wanted to see the beach, and she's going to get to see the beach through my eyes.
That's right.
Oh!
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, you want to talk about tearing somebody up. Gosh, Mosey. And Sam Elliott's such a great actor. Such a great character. I wish I had that voice.
You know my favorite line ever by him? It might be my favorite line ever in a movie.
From Roadhouse?
Yeah.
The double douche.
When he kicks him, damn, that hurts, don't it?
No, damn, that hurts, don't it?
That was pretty good, actually. Yeah, that's a good line. But so real brief, and I'll butcher this, but they're basically leaving to go get a piece of land. Basically, he's
Yeah.
going to build a legacy, something his family can grow up on, and the kids grow up, and then they build a house, and basically just get his own land, his own community. But he ends up like giving his word that he will help protect and get this big group to where they're going.
Yep.
So he kind of battles with how much to help them, how much to get involved, but also protect his family and do what's best for his family.
Because there's also a leadership struggle there kind of between him and Sam Elliott.
Yes.
Because Sam Elliott's the leader because he was
Right.
the captain, I believe, in the
Army.
Union Army.
Yeah. So there's a lot of little things going on, like a lot of stories going on, but the whole show basically is just about family and...
Well, and the struggle, I mean, think about it. I mean, think about what people died from. I mean, minor infections now that you run down here, to get Tylenol for, if we had any, with our Tylenol shortage.
Yeah.
But, people had a fever and they're dying from infection, sepsis.
Right.
And then you see them like having to use real-time war medic situations of having to amputate a leg right there in the field.
Right.
And it's crazy. It's amazing to me that we as a human race are still even in existence.
True.
After watching stuff like that. But just think about, like, go way on back, 1783.
Yeah.
When Daddy John Dutton was there. And surviving people coming over on boats and shit and not making it. And
when I used to play Oregon Trail on the computer, I always died of dysentery. And I mean, can you even die of that now? Is that something you can even die of now? I guess you could if you were
I think dysentery wasn't it coming back somewhere?
Probably in 2023 it'll probably come back.
Well, polio's back in New York, but it's in the water. But it's just amazing how far we've come with medicine and stuff that used to kill. Like, I think it's either somebody in my family or my wife's family died after childbirth because she got a urinary tract infection and they couldn't treat it and they died.
Really?
Yeah.
But when are you talking about this? Like what year?
Probably around that same time, probably the 1920s, 1910s,
Wow.
I can't really remember when penicillin came out.
Which is really not that long ago.
No. We're only a couple generations separate. Think about this. Penicillin is mold. Every time you go to the grocery store and eat them oranges or buy them oranges that you don't eat and you get that mold on it, that's antibiotic. Think about that shit.
Yeah,
You're throwing away antibiotics.
That's
but
true.
Here's my question. Who thought, I think that might cure my herpes or whatever,
Yeah.
or that's going to help with my throat or whatever.
Everything was trial and error, for sure. There's some brave people that tried.
I'm so glad I was born this era.
Me too.
I'd have never made it. I'm tender.
Oh,
I'm
when I was watching
soft.
1883, I thought two things.
Yeah.
Either number one, I'd have been the toughest person ever and just shooting everybody. Or number two, I'd be laid up in like the back of a wagon with like a sprained ankle and just, just wouldn't make it. Like I'd have never made it. I ain't man enough to have made it back in, I don't think.
But so I was loading wood the other day after watching 1883, and I come in the house, and Kristen asked me to do something, and I said, excuse me, I've been out there doing man work, providing firewood for the family. And she was like, what are you talking about? I said, watch 1883.
So the one thing I do remember about 1883 is it's incredibly sad.
Well, the whole thing is, it's not sad. The journey, to me, it's sad what these people are going through.
It is.
And then what happens to her?
Yeah, they're just miserable. And everything they do is hard. They don't have an easy day. They don't have an easy hour.
So that was another thing I was thinking. Like, when I run out of internet or I have low cell phone battery, my day's ruined. Mm-hmm. And they're just trying to eat.
They're just trying to make it through the day.
Yeah.
And not die.
And winter's coming. And that's the whole other thing.
They're trying to get somewhere before winter.
They're trying to get up there to Oregon.
Yeah, and here we are waiting on it to snow so we can go sledding. They're like, we got to get to our new land.
We are so lucky. That was the other takeaway from it. We're so lucky sitting here wearing these Bud Light seltzer fuckstick hats talking about what all the shit
Don't
they
you
went
talk
through.
about my hat like that.
Don't you? What's that word called? Disrespect my hat.
I'll tell you, 1883 made me think about family stuff and how fast time goes for some reason. Like
Yeah.
I just remember, I'm not going to give it away, but after the final episode, like I immediately like called our daughter at college and like, I miss you, love you, how's it going?
Yep,
You know,
yep, love you. If you're a dad, especially a dad with a daughter, this one's going to get you. And the other thing I did learn, when the zombie apocalypse happens, y'all some bitch better watch out because I'm soaking all my arrows in cow shit.
yeah, yep, that'll get you.
I'm coming for you.
All right, do you have anything else to talk about with 1883? I don't feel like we did a deep dive into it.
No, we
other
didn't.
than I mean, I would definitely recommend it. If you like Yellowstone, you will love 1883.
You will. And I can see why some people say it's better because it's just a whole different take. Why they think it's better than Yellowstone. It's just a whole different take. It's different people. It's a different story.
But it's also one season. It's a limited series because Yellowstone for the first 2 or 3 seasons was amazing. Every episode.
Right.
These last 2 seasons, you might get 3 minutes out of every 5 episodes.
Quit being a hater. I know what you're doing. But and also 1883 is done. They're not coming back. It's over.
I don't think so.
No. It's done for.
Somehow her voice comes back though.
In 1923.
And I don't understand how that's possible.
She's still with us. Maybe it's a piece of her soul looking through the eyes of somebody.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm getting deep.
Yeah. All right, 1883. If you've seen it, have a good take, comment. Let us know your thoughts on it. I've not watched 1923 yet, so let me know if you think I should start it or not.
Yeah, I think I've seen half the first episode. I fell asleep.
That good, huh?
That don't count then. I was tired.
All right, as always, like, comment, share, tell your mama, tell your friends. Visit us on YouTube. Search Appetite for Discussion, and you will see every single wonderful, great episode that we have ever done is on that YouTube page.
That's right.
So link will be posted right here. And that's it for me.
That's it.
Thank y'all.
Cheers.
See ya.